Hi guys, back again. Charlie, this is like extremely disappointing that I have to do this. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice, right? I'm like physically unwell. I've been unwell for like a few days now, and not a few days. I started, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. And I, as a patriotic citizen in Morocco, felt like I would be missing something if I don't go and help the girls to push what could be a landmark victory in reaching the World Cup, right? For the first time in God knows how many years, right? And I'll tell you something. This thing over here, it's my nasal spray. This thing was so important to me within the last 2 days because I've had like 40 puffs of this, right? I know that's probably very unhealthy, but this was the only way I could get a clear nose to be able to breathe like freely during the game. And just generally, right? I've taken so many tablets of paracetamol, I've taken so many tablets of vitamin C, and like I still don't feel good, like even as I'm making this video. And I think honestly I would have felt a lot better if we won. But you add all those things to the fact that like my dad and I drove 3 hours, like 90 minutes to 90 minutes from, right? And just to watch them lose. Like in that moment, you see, I keep touching my face because like it's so annoying. But in that moment that like Chantel scored, and I was just thinking like, oh my god, like we're actually going to do it, right? And it's so annoying. It's so annoying to see strikers always get away with it. Like I'm sorry, right? I made a video on TikTok the other day saying that goalkeeper is the hardest position to play. And it's because it's the hardest position to play. But to me, striker is the most important. Because as a striker, you have no idea how much confidence you can give your team. And I think that's exemplified so much in Malawi as compared to us. And that's the exact point that I'm like trying to make, right? When you look at when we scored immediately, right? When you look at Malawi, right, and you look at the period with which they scored and which we scored and they got back within what 6 minutes or so, right? It's because they have so much trust in their offensive players, in their striker, right? Tabitha Temwacha winger, right? You look at the goal, it's exactly, I was telling my brother this, it's the kind of goal that like prime Ronaldo would have scored when Real Madrid needed him, right? You get the ball, you get it on your thigh, you wham it, right? And I don't know why nobody was there to close it. We're 6s and 7s defensively, right? And I'm thinking to myself, within these 5 or 6 minutes that they score, right? I'm thinking to myself, Doris, get in front of the ball and hold the ball up. She did not do that, ladies and gentlemen. She did not do that. I think she had a very poor game today. She was sunned or dotted. I don't know if that's a thing, but she was taken completely out of the game. She was bodied all over the place. She was physically bullied. She couldn't outpace them at any point in the game. Even when their centre back had some injury on their hand and she was running like this, she still couldn't get the better of her. And it's kind of telling that's where we are. Like I said, it's a country in terms of football, right? Because once they equalized, right, we went on the offensive, which is very good to see. We were able to step on their necks a little bit and we put a lot of pressure on them, right? And now you're thinking to yourself, score now before halftime, and conserve your energy, look for a counter, kill the game off with 3-1 in the second half. Let's go to Brazil and let's prepare for Algeria. This is our easiest path to an AFCON final ever. We managed to fumble at the very beginning. We beat Malawi 4-0 in a friendly, although they did rest a lot of players, but we beat Malawi 4-0 in a friendly. We beat Algeria last year to get to the semi-finals, right? And then, of course, we faced Morocco, who we took to penalties like the previous year. Or Morocco or Cameroon, who beat us like again through a stroke of luck. And you're thinking like, this is it. This has to be it, right? But the way we've been playing this whole tournament, right? If you can't score goals, make sure you don't concede any, right? And we're just so fragile defensively, and it's so annoying because we have good defenders. Bonsu is really good. Portia Boache, she's I think 38 now. This could be her last AFCON. What's this girl called? I right back. Comfort Yeboah, she's really good. Benedict Simon is on the bench, right? These are really good players that we have in our back line. We shouldn't be conceding certain kinds of goals, right? We should have a certain level of organization defensively, but we didn't have that anyway. We'll just move on from that. One thing that really upsets me today was the refereeing. Yeah, it's very cliche to say, oh, we lost because of the referee. No, we lost because we're not the better team, right? We lost because we got tired and Malawi simply punished us, right, by walking through our midfield. But what I do want to take note, and I will concede, I've not rewatched the game yet, but what I will say is that the goal was held by the fact that both of our defensive midfielders were on yellow cards, right? And Malawi had 20 fouls and they had 1 yellow card. We had 13, and we had 2 yellow cards, and those 2 yellow cards were in such an important area of the field. And I just feel as though if the referee had carded more Malawi players, right, they might not have had the freedom to be, again, hacking us and pulling us and making all the sensible fouls in the world. Honestly, that's really smart gameplay from them to recognize that the referee wasn't carding them for doing a specific thing and continue doing that specific thing over and over and over again 20 times, right? Okay, 19 times. But I mean, speaking about like great gameplay, great like awareness of mind in football, I want to talk about Princess Malfoy. And this might be a right to dream thing because I don't think Mohamed Kudus dives. He also prefers to stay on his feet and try and score, even when it's not necessarily on. Asan Wadrago, we saw the same thing a couple of days ago. She also wants to stay on her feet and fight to score. Princess Malfoy, all these 3 right to dream wingers, right? And there was a situation, I'll try to put the screenshots in for you, that she gets clipped, right? Yeah, in the penalty box, and we're losing 2-1. Why on earth are you not collapsing to the floor? It's different if the keeper is on the floor and you just need to shoot and you have scored. The chance was gone because she had clipped you. Fall down, you have earned the penalty and you have earned us a route back into the game. She decided to stay on her feet and miss. Actually, I don't think she missed. I think it went out for a goal kick, and I was irate because whenever you're in situations like this, right, God always gives you one moment to show that you deserve to stay in the game, and she fumbled it completely. You know, in life, like honesty is like rarely rewarded, right? And so fair play to her for sticking to her morals and what she believes in, blah blah blah. But we are out because of that moment, right? I also don't know why we seem to be allergic to scoring onside goals. Every single time we score at this tournament, right, we always there has to be some review of some. And now, obviously, actually, but the Malawi offense was really good, especially their number 7. She torched Bonsu up and down the pitch, and Bonsu is one of our more consistent players. But for her standards by today, I don't think this was her best game. I think she did really well against a really good opponent, but she could have done better. I think she got tired, and actually, I think that's what let us down in the final 20 minutes, right? There, we just couldn't. We just got tired, and we just couldn't mount any offense. Can somebody also explain to me why we keep employing foreign coach after foreign coach, right? And our default for whenever we need a goal is to just send it long. You don't even have the appropriate. You don't have the appropriate strategy to just send it long. I really like sending it long, right? It causes chaos. Anything can happen. A ball can head. You can head the ball on somebody's hand. Somebody can pull you down, right? But to do that, you need to create the chaos. We don't create the chaos. You're sending the ball long to Kim and Edubia. Who another thing today? Kim Lars, the coach. This was one of the most disappointing tactical displays I've seen from you since you got the job. Like, to quote a certain guy, there was no passion, there was no energy, there is no mindset in this fucking football club. Because to be honest, right, you are launching the ball upfield, right? The least you can do is send at least 5 players for it. And like, it's left 6 minutes, we are going home, and they are back 4 is standing there, they are all there. What are you guys doing? Also, our decision making is so bad, right? I don't want to fault Chantel too much because again, she was the one who scored the goal, and I think she did have her best game also, but I think this might have actually been her best performance of the tournament. But when you look at there was a moment, I'll put the screenshots in for you guys. There was a moment when she had the chance to roll the ball in for either Doris Bedu or Evelyn Bedu. But she had gotten her head down and was so hell-bent on shooting that she missed the chance to roll in one of them to have basically a 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, right? And I can't remember if that was a 1-1 or at 2-0, but Charlie, I just tire. And honestly, congratulations to Malawi, because their coach also phenomenal, right? It was a phenomenal decision from way back when to decide that he wasn't going to play his first team in the friendly, get battered, and then make sure that they put every single thing they have into this tournament. They are going to Brazil, and I think that they will represent Africa very well. But for us, the road does not end here, right? Which is why I think that they will still need our support, right? As to whether we'll be wholeheartedly able to give it, that's a different question altogether. But we still would like to back them. They have a very difficult playoff game against. Again, it's a really difficult. After we beat Cote d'Ivoire, assuming we beat Cote d'Ivoire, right, then we are going to have to play. We're going to get drawn into like a group, right? And in that group of 6 teams, right? Granted, they might not be the strongest teams, but Nigeria will be in that group, right? Only two from 6 will qualify, and after that, those 2 will go and play a very solid set of games with one other higher ranked nation from either UEFA, South America, or something. And if you win, you go to the World Cup, right? So now we have to play about 4 additional matches, right? As opposed to the simple just win and go through, right? But we've done this to ourselves. I don't know. I'll try to be optimistic, but to be very honest, I don't even know if we can beat Cote d'Ivoire, right? And so, Charlie, I'm very tired. I'm very sick. I just want to go home. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. The channel was doing pretty well, and then I released one video that got 2 views, and that made me quite sad. But hopefully this one gets a few more. Yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, please. I beg you. Can't remember what I was about to say. Good night. I'm very tired. My head is paining me.